towards the second half of the month, things can go forward a little bit more easily. Yep, this is standing your ground. So opening the month, we have Seven of Wands, which talks about endurance. And you, Leo, are depicted as the lion in the Strength card, which has all to do with endurance and fortitude, staying the course, being courageous, even when you're being shaken. So Seven of Wands means defending your boundaries, defending your space. It also is a card of success despite adversity. So if you're coming up against any challenges or any excess fire as April opens, just stand your ground. You can provide natural leadership. And by defending your boundaries and standing up for what it is you believe in, you actually take your cause forward. And it doesn't mean that you are joining the mob with the rest of these torches, but it's just that you're holding your own and knowing where you stand and being solid in it. I do see Seven of Coins with Hermit in reverse. So I'm seeing with this some sort of delay. So there may be either someone is withholding their feelings towards you, or that something that you've been putting effort towards may be in delay right now. Because Seven of Coins, it's depicted as depletion here. And it may mean that you need to go within a little bit. And even if you're feeling isolated, or that you're putting forth effort, that you have put forth a lot of effort and you're not getting the returns that you were looking for with this, it may be a time to do some soul searching and see if the seeds that you've been sowing and the plants that you've been planting are the ones that you want to continue with. Seven of Coins can be a real card of assessment, and Mercury retrograde is a great time to step back from action and just reassess, reevaluate, reconsider things. So it's sort of like saying, do I want to continue putting the effort into this garden? Is it yielding the crops and the harvest that I would like to see? It's a good time, Leo, to go within and soul search a little bit to get the truth and to get the answers of, where do I want to put my attention and energy? What sort of results do I want to get? And are the results that I've been getting with my current action the ones that I want to be getting? When we put action into the same area over and over again in the same way, we get the same results. So this may be an invitation to just go within and think a little bit about what it is that you would like your results to look like, and having the patience to see that through, even if you're not getting results right away, because I see wonderful things coming in for you mid-month. It's actually really funny with the way a lot of these readings have been going. There is a lot of delay or challenge up until we get that new moon in Aries, and then things go forward. They just bust forth. So I'm just going to say, good time to do some soul searching, some reflection. Funny to me the way I'm seeing this smoke going from this Hermit in reverse to the Medicine Woman, which is High Priestess. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to that card. Another aspect that's coming up for you at the opening of April is the Son of Air. And that's the Knight of Swords. So that means going forward, being brave. He's usually very thoughtful and analytical and uses his mind. And he races forward. So it's fast-moving energy in terms of your thoughts. It can be a card where you may want to be careful of your words, because sometimes Knight of Swords speaks without thinking. He can be very sharp, and he doesn't necessarily consider the impact on other people's emotions. He's just like, this is how it should be done. I know this is correct because I've thought this through and I'm proceeding, expediently. But one of the things to keep in mind with this is that even though it's good to have clear thinking and to be rational and logical, it can be, you just want to be careful about not being too sharp, not being too cutting, not rushing forward without thinking. So that's one of the things of Son of Air. Sometimes too, it means going forward too fast. So you may just want to slow things down. This Hermit energy is going to really serve you. And then as we proceed to the middle of April, I see Seven of Water in reverse. So this to me talks about eliminating some of the options or choices that aren't serving you. It's called excess here. And we see 7 pots, 5 of which are draining water away, and 2 of which are holding water. So it's an opportunity. We've got 2 7s here in a row. And 7s are usually a spiritual card or a spiritual number, and it usually has to do with challenges or choices. So what this is saying to me is that it's time in the middle of the month to get rid of the choices that are no longer serving you. What are the things in your life that hold water versus what are the things that drain water away? And water usually represents emotional energy or heart energy. So it's really asking, you know, in tandem with the 7 of Wands and then the 7 of Coins and then the 7 of Cups, where are your choices, Leo? What choices are going to be sustaining for you? Which ones are going to enable you to drink from that cup? And which ones are just empty promises? Which are things that you pour your heart into that just drain away? Is there a project that you keep pouring your heart into and you're not seeing results? That could be part of what this depletion is too. Where is it that you would like to put your, attention, your effort, and your heart energy into so that you actually get results that sustain you, things that are good for you, things that will replenish you? That's what I'm seeing with all these 7s coming up. Is it's a real choice of, it's presenting choices and opportunities to invest your energy. And it's saying, be careful about what choices you make. Make choices based on what's real, what actually holds water, not what's fantasy. Like, I hope if I keep pouring water into this, it will stay. If it doesn't, then it may be time to throw those broken pots away. So that's an evaluation that's coming up with this Hermit and with this 7 of Coins. Where do you want to be investing your energy? What's a good use of your time, Leo? That's what I'm really getting from this opening of April, and it's a good time for reflection on that. You know, it's a good time to review, look to the past and see what is true for me. Where do I stand in dignity and strength? And then it leads to connecting with your inner wisdom. This is Medicine Woman, which is all about trusting your intuition, getting quiet. You know, it's funny, I said that here with this Hermit card, that's the internal reflection really opens up this whole new world. He's kind of transferring this information to High Priestess. The truths that he found out earlier are really informing High Priestess around this new moon in Aries, where she can ascend. Where is the information? What is good for me? What do I know on a core level? And what opens me up to new portals, new gates, new life, new world? I mean, new moon in Aries is exciting. It's like a whole new adventure. And it gives you that optimism, that enthusiasm, that courage, which is a very Leo word, to proceed forward with what you know internally. It also brings you a lot of joy, hope, fulfillment, wishes fulfilled. This is High Priestess and Star, both major arcana cards, also followed by the Sun here, which is very much a Leo card here. And Star talks about renewal. So I'm seeing these two in the middle of the month. There's a real renewal available to you, Leo. There's something that you're going to love, something that you've wanted. Star means wishes fulfilled, having hope, feeling renewed, feeling reinvigorated, because likely you've cut away these things that are no longer serving you. You've made some decisions and trusted your inner instincts about what it is that you hope for, that you wish for, that you want to go forward in. And that brings you this lovely star energy, which is sort of like you shining on your own, feeling like your worth is valid just in its own being. And then it also opens up an opportunity for even greater joy, greater radiance, greater vitality. You know, the Sun card, whether it's in the upright or reverse, is such a positive card. This is you shining forth, Leo. So I'm really seeing you getting your day in the sun in the middle of April here. I'm seeing the birds, the plants are all in bloom. It's just a real card of joy. It's a card of having that confidence and radiance and just sort of shaking your mane and saying, I'm here. I'm hearing you like roaring out with this card. So the star and the sun, beautiful cards for the middle of the month. And it all comes from having that inner wisdom and knowing, trusting your instincts from this reflection that you do at the beginning of the month. So it's not wasted time at all. It's not wasted time to clear out the clutter of what is no longer serving you. It really takes you forward in this magnificently powerful way, Leo. 3 major arcana, 3 very positive major arcana that follow sort of like the sorting and the deciding what's going to sustain you and what's not going to here in April. Then towards the end of the month, I see the Mother of Air, which is the Queen of Swords. This really also makes sense in terms of establishing your boundaries and defending them, choosing what you're going to invest in, being clear with your words, being honest, being true. Queen of Swords is really clear about her boundaries and what can be allowed in her world and what is not allowed, what the rules are and what the consequences are of breaking those rules. She's very clear in her speech. She can be very direct and sometimes cutting, but she usually has more maturity than the Son of Air. So I'm seeing you going from saying something that could be potentially cutting at the beginning of the month to saying something that is just very clear and direct and finding a way where you're communicating your truth, but not necessarily in a blunt, cutting way, but in just a very clear way, like a bell, where it's saying, this is what I believe. This is my truth. This is what I think, and this is what I know. And it's coming from a real place of power here, Leo. So again, male or female, I just see you like drawing the line in the sand and saying, this is a non-negotiable. Is what I see you saying. And then I see new beginnings that provide you with a lot of growth. I see Medicine Man, which is magician, counterpart to medicine woman. So there may be a nice relationship here happening. You know, they're head to head. They're putting their heads together. She's even sharing this information with him. You know, they both have this sort of smoke in the sky, and she's got an eagle and he's got a hawk. Eagle means ascending higher, and this hawk means messages that come through. And medicine man, magician, is able to create whatever he wants, he or she. I'm reading this as you, Leo. I'm reading this as you being able to create the world that you want through embracing and speaking your truth. And here's the truth again. So I really see it as new beginnings. This is the 1 card. This is an ace, new way of thinking, new thought, victory, triumph. And with those in reverse, it may just say that it takes a while. They could just be in delay, or there is some sort of fear, doubt, or resistance to fully allowing those to express. But I see that you end up in this great place of growth and of celebration. This card is called Fullness in this deck. And it's just like there's more than enough to go around. This is emotionally fulfilling energy. This is celebration, joyousness, festivity. It's no mistake that it's right here under the sun. It's like you enjoying the riches that life is pouring out to you. And you're putting out your cup as well as those who are around you. And there's just a lot of abundance and fullness. So really great month for you, Leo. The first part of it may feel like it's just a time of assessment while we are still in that Mercury retrograde in Aries, but I really see you coming into your own in the middle of the month with this inner wisdom and knowledge, a wish fulfilled, being radiant, defending your boundaries, establishing them, and then creating something new that brings you a lot of growth, a lot of reasons to celebrate, a lot of reasons to have festivity and feel the support of like-minded people around you. So really beautiful, warm reading here, getting warmed by the sun here. Your own vitality, your own day in the sun, and just enjoy it is what it's saying.